Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
It's good to have you here tonight. I'm Whitney Ward. We are tracking some breaking news for you at this hour. Gonzaga students abroad in Florence, Italy are now being told not to come back to campus in Spokane amid the coronavirus outbreak.
We want to get straight to our Tim Pham, who spoke to a couple of students abroad. Tim, where are these students supposed to go?
Well, right now they're being told that they need to come home, but Whitney and Tom, a lot of new developments in the last few minutes, so here's what you need to know. First, Gonzaga is telling their students abroad in Florence not to come back to campus in Spokane. Second, the students in Italy aren't the only ones being brought home early from their programs. We just learned tonight that 2 students studying in China actually returned to the U.S. earlier this semester. The school says they are monitoring the spread of the virus globally and will take necessary steps to keep their students safe. So on Wednesday, we learned Gonzaga University told 161 students studying abroad in Florence, Italy, they are canceling the program because the first case of the coronavirus in Florence was reported this week. I spoke to 2 students this afternoon who are in the program right now. Obviously, they are very disappointed that the program is being cut short, but they do tell me they understand why. Right now, they tell me they are in Amsterdam on spring break, but their biggest concern is what's next for them since they aren't allowed to come back to Gonzaga's campus, at least for now.
Told us that we're not allowed to stay on campus, and they recommend us to go back home and not to come back to Spokane.
Right now, there are no travel restrictions to and from Italy, but there is right now in China, to and from China. So the students say it's why they want to get back home as soon as possible so they don't get stuck in Italy. So we've been in contact with Gonzaga, and a spokesperson there tells us there are a lot of moving parts right now, coordinating with health officials. We do expect to get more specific details tomorrow. In the meantime, for more information we have now, such as how this affects other study abroad students, text the word travel to 509-448-2000. We will send you directly to our story that answers the most frequently asked questions in this developing story. In the newsroom tonight, I'm Tim Pham, KREM 2 News.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. In the meantime, a California patient who has tested positive for coronavirus is believed to be the first U.S. case of community transmission. That means that patient did not travel to any affected area and they had no exposure to anyone known to have the coronavirus. We know it is a female patient. She is currently in isolation at UC Davis Medical Center in Sacramento. Health leaders are now trying to trace back all the places that she has recently been.
Step by step, we look at where they've been, and who they might have been in direct communication with.
In the meantime, Vice President Mike Pence met with his new coronavirus task force today, and Congress is working on a bill to fund a federal emergency response. According to the World Health Organization, there are currently 59 cases in the U.S. and more than 82,000 cases worldwide.
So far, there have been no confirmed cases of coronavirus in Idaho, but new this afternoon, we are learning that dozens of people are being monitored. According to the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, 27 people in Idaho have been monitored and 16 people are still being watched. There are still currently 4 patients being treated at Sacred Heart for the coronavirus. We reached out to the hospital today and we were told that the patients are still in satisfactory condition. Many of you have asked, who's paying for their medical bills? Well, Sacred Heart said each patient's private insurance is billed and the patients will be subject to deductibles and copays established by their insurer. But since this virus is unique, various state and federal agencies are also considering additional funding options if that becomes necessary.
So as always, we're here to separate the facts from the fear when it comes to this coronavirus. And we know there's a lot out there for you to try to digest. Earlier this week, the CDC warned that the spread of this virus appears to be inevitable. So that got us wondering, if that's the case, how is our city preparing? What about our local homeless shelters? We reached out and a city spokesperson told us they are coordinating training now with the community service providers. They're working on an emergency preparedness response right now, including preventing the spread of all infectious diseases. Those trainings include modifying procedures at local shelters.
In the meantime, local nonprofits like Union Gospel Mission and Catholic Charities are also addressing the virus. Catholic Charities has specially equipped quarantine rooms with showers. It's located in its permanent supportive housing complexes, and it was created to be used in the case of an another norovirus outbreak that occurred earlier at House of Charity. UGM said they are also following protocol given to them by the health department, and that includes using surgical masks for sick clients and educating them regarding cleaning facilities.
Well, and Bothell High School over on the west side is closed today. That's out of an abundance of caution due to coronavirus concerns. The North Shore School District posted a letter telling its students there that a member of its staff returned to work on Monday after a week of international travel. They reported that a family member who was traveling with them then got sick and has been taken to the hospital, so the staff member is also under quarantine now. The school district emphasized there is no confirmation that this family member's illness is in any way connected to the COVID-19 coronavirus outbreak, but it still could be 5 to 7 more days before their test results come back. The district is fully disinfecting the school right now as a preventative measure. And coming up in our next hour, we're going to be talking with our local schools here in Spokane about whether they have protocols in place for situations just like this.
And in Seattle, health officials with Kaiser Permanente are getting ready to do trials on the first coronavirus vaccine. The trial is expected to take 13 months once given the okay to start. No word, though, on when it will be available. The potential vaccine is produced by drug maker Moderna. The company shipped its first batch of the vaccine to researchers earlier this week. Researchers will recruit 45 healthy people, and the trial will not include any form of the live virus.
And the Washington Department of Health is now offering up a free new feature. The agency has a hotline that you can call if you have any questions about this coronavirus. You can ask questions like what's happening in Washington, how the virus spreads, and what to do if you have symptoms, or what to watch out for just in case you're worried. So the number is right there on your screen, 1-800-525-0127. And we also have this information on our website. Just go to KREM.com.
And we realize that many of you still have many questions about the coronavirus, and we're working to fact check them for you. So text the word facts to 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a link with answers to some of your top questions.
We certainly know there's a lot of information out there. Some of it is kind of scary sounding.
Absolutely.
So we just want to make sure that we always don't kind of fall into that, but give you information that we can confirm that you can rely on.
This is something you don't want to get off your feed,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. All right, let's switch gears now to talk about weather. The sunshine was beautiful today, blue skies. We want more of this.
We do want more of this. We're going to get more of this. Friday may be the warmest day of the week. Head with me over here if you will. I'm going to start off with radar imagery. Why? Because I want to show you there's no precipitation, no snow, no rain, no thunderstorms occurring anywhere across the Pacific Northwest. Just enjoying beautiful weather. 50 degrees right now in Spokane. Winds around the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. We're going to be tracking temperatures dropping down to 31 tonight. We'll look for mostly sunny skies on your Friday with a high of 57 degrees. To put that in perspective, the average high this time of year is 43. You know, I'm always looking ahead to the weekend. Here we go. We get a weak disturbance moving in late Friday night into Saturday. Could bring us a little bit of a rain-snow mix early on in the morning, but mostly it's going to be a rain with possibly even some thunderstorms. It's going to be windy as well. We'll look for a daytime high of 46. Pretty quick moving system though, because by the time Sunday rolls around, we look for drier weather. Temperatures also in the mid 40s. It'll be colder overnight too, with a low of 26. If you're headed up to the mountains to do a little recreating, you will get some snow, some fresh snow expected Friday night, Saturday morning in the mountains.
Nothing wrong with that up in the mountains, Tom. Thank you. An Idaho mother at the center of the disappearance of 2 Idaho children has now waived her right to an extradition hearing. J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan have been missing out of Rexburg, Idaho since September. Their mother, Lori Vallow, is in jail still in Hawaii, but will soon be brought back to Idaho to face charges. She made a court appearance in Kauai yesterday, requesting a reconsideration of her $5 million bail. The judge denied that request. Idaho now has jurisdiction of her, so it's up to authorities in Idaho now to travel to Kauai to pick her up and bring her back. No word, though, on when that process might actually happen, but a status hearing is set for next Wednesday to provide updates on the process. Vallow will remain in jail on the island until then.
A Seattle teen's skateboard crash could change state helmet laws. The proposed legislation would give first responders $40,000 to give hundreds of helmets to young skateboarders and bicyclists, all free of charge. Aiden Schelling suffered a traumatic brain injury last April after falling while riding his skateboard without a helmet. Doctors initially told the family that their son may not survive or walk and talk again, but he is slowly recovering.
Gonzaga men's basketball legend Adam Morrison will have his number 3 jersey hung up in the rafters of McCarthy just within the next couple of hours.
I'm a super fan.
Yep.
The Zags will honor Morrison in a pregame ceremony before GU takes on San Diego tonight at 6 p.m. KREM 2's Karthik Venkatraman is out at the kennel before tonight's special moment.
When I think of Gonzaga men's basketball, 2 names come to mind: John Stockton, Adam Morrison. Adam Morrison, simply an icon. There's no other way to put it. The relevance he brought to the program, and how about the style, the mustache, and the long hair took the nation by storm. And just his offensive game, there was so much to like about him, and he brought so much prominence to the GU program. You think about that junior year, especially his final year at Gonzaga, the triple overtime game against Michigan State where he dropped 43 points in Maui, the Oklahoma State bank 3 to win the game winner against San Francisco. He consistently, night in and night out, delivered 40-point games as almost all the time, it seemed, in the nation's leading scorer in that final year at GU. He was catching the nation's attention so much so, co-player National of the Year and National Player of the Year by publications and organizations, the only Zags player to ever do that. First team All-American, 2-time All-First Team WCC. He just simply was racking up the accolades, and that's not lost on GU players today. I talked to Corey Kispert not long ago about what Adam Morrison meant to him, and he talked about not only his playing days, but also the mentorship aspect.
An amazing player and a great person. My freshman year, kind of a little story, my freshman year, after our championship in Vegas, he pulled me aside and he was like, hey, like, when you get a chance, come talk. I want to talk to you about some stuff. And he kind of, I kind of didn't have a chance to see him after that. You know, the tournament was busy and into the spring, but I ended up shooting him a text. He sent me a long text just kind of giving me a couple of things of advice. And I really took that to heart, you know, especially from a player that's that good and was, you know, so special here. He obviously figured a lot of things out, and what he's told me has really helped me in my career. And he's always been a great mentor for me, and always is open to giving advice and stuff like that.
I imagine the atmosphere is going to be pretty electric tonight. 5:45 is when the ceremonies are going to begin for Adam Morrison's jersey unveiling. I also have been told that Morrison's going to give a short speech, and there will be a video played in his honor. And then game time against San Diego tonight is at 6 p.m. Reporting at the McCarthy Athletic Center, I'm Karthik Venkatraman, KREM 2 Sports.
Thank you very much, Karthik. One more thing to look forward to, right?
I'm telling you, and I've actually got a picture. I'm going to put it on my Facebook and my Twitter feed, but of my son, adult son, who met Adam,
oh, cool.
and you can just see how gracious Adam is, because Mike is a super fan, and he's telling him about every game and how great he was, and Adam's okay, that's
just
great.
Listening.
You know? He's just out trying to enjoy himself, and Mike, I just got to tell you, this is what I think. You were great, and that one time when you went left, and was.
He's like, yeah, I kind of remember that.
So thank you, Adam Morrison, for
that's
being
very
so great.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, as we start to think about the weekend, you might be looking for something to do, right? So we're going to run down the list of available options in our Tourist in Your Town.